Start. And we are live. What is going on, LBHT crew? You see the smile on my face. That means the Ravens won in a big way against the Pittsburgh Steelers. You see the title. Ravens bully the Steelers. All right. Um, B predicted it. He said it wouldn't be particularly close, and I mean it was close throughout the game. It wasn't like it was a blowout, but the final score 34-17 would lead you to believe otherwise. But you know,
That's
it
right.
it, it kind of reminded me of the first game where we did a lot of things to shoot ourselves in the foot early on, right? And we did later on in the game too. But shout out to Marlon Humphrey, he's just been making plays for us all this year. He made plays for us in
Mhm.
the first game, you know. This one he took right back to the house. That was the backbreaker for the Steelers. I think they conceded the game after that. Shout out to
Yeah,
Brent. Look, Brent's in the house. 86 Ghost Bazel. Shout out to you, Big Reg. Salute to y'all. Go ahead, B.
so
What are you saying?
no, I think that this game wasn't like I said, it wasn't that much different. The Ravens still shot themselves in the foot in this game, but they were more fortunate in this game. I mean, it's a completely different thing if you don't recover those three fumbles you have,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
The game looks completely different if Russ doesn't hand the ball back right after Lamar throws that interception. It's a completely different game, right?
Yeah.
But I think outside of those things, which kind of that kind of stuff, I don't want to say you can't control, but it ebbs and flows throughout the season for a team. The
Yeah.
turnovers, especially fumbles. Outside of that, I think it was kind of the ideal game for Baltimore. You got Derrick Henry, 24 carries. He ended up a little over 160 yards. Lamar threw the ball very well today. I thought they protected pretty well. The defense they got after Russ. They made him uncomfortable. They got a few sacks. They stepped up big when they needed them to step up big.
Yeah.
That's the kind of game that you want to see them playing going into the playoffs.
Yeah. And let me get a shout out to Jerry Green. Salute from the Southern Baller Show. Look, see Iron Attic is in the house. What's going on, man?
What's up, C Iron?
Hey, good to see you, man. Danity's in the house. What's going on, Danity? He says, welcome to the stream. Hit the like and subscribe button, kings and queens. Yes, the Ravens are in the playoffs. That's right. That's the other thing. They
Mm-hmm.
clinched the playoff spot with this win. So a very good day for Ravens fans. Speaking of yes, super chats. Speaking of super chats, I'm not sure you guys should be able to see it on your end. We saw the little feature for setting goals. We're playing around with it. We're setting a goal of 5 super chats by the end of the stream. Okay, and how will we celebrate? By giving you our deepest thanks. Okay, we're playing around with it. YouTube's giving us new features. We're trying it out. If you want to donate, that's fine. Obviously, the show is free. So, what's going on, Coach?
What's up,
Shout out
bro?
to Coach, man. I was in your stream for a little bit too. I was in Hendo's and Yolanda streams for a little bit. These are all people that you should be following if you're not following already. Killer's in the house. What's going on? Says the highest paid DT was Ghost pretty much all
He said
game.
he was disappointed in the pass rush. I mean, they had 6 QB hits and 3 sacks. I'm not going to say I'm going to be disappointed. Like, they had a good day. Your
Yeah,
pass rush they're not very good.
yeah, yeah. B, I forgot to ask you before the show. Can you send Mikey a link just in case?
All right.
Just in case. Just in case he wants it to show up. Okay. Uh, we won by 17. Yeah, that's a. Oh, who said we barely won? I don't know. He's being. I guess he's talking to somebody in the chat. But
Yeah.
no, I mean it was. It. But B is absolutely right though. If we don't recover those fumbles early on, we're in trouble. But to be fair, they had a couple fumbles. I think they had 2 fumbles that they recovered as well. Right.
I believe they did, but yeah. But like I said, those things. I mean, you can't really control which way the ball is going to bounce on something like that. That's a bit more luck
Yeah.
than anything else.
Yeah. Oh, and we got our first donation from Living Legend. Salute. It's a
Thank you, Living
donation.
Legend.
Yes, indeed. Be awesome like Living Legend. All right, we're 4 down from our goal. All right. Help us reach our goal. 5 donations. All right. Let's see. DJ Amp. Why are you crying, DJ Amp? Why are you crying? You should be. Are those tears of joy? That's what it is. It's tears of joy. Just Aloes in the house says, "What's up, LBHT crew? Glad to join the best sports show on a big win day for the Ravens. Yes,
Thank you.
indeed. Be the change you wish to see is in the house. What's going on? Salute. DDSQ. What's up? What's going on? Wow, 85 people in here already. All right, hit that like button. If you're new in here, hit that subscribe button. We got another super chat here. TBE Trucking Salute says, peer character punching the air with fist and bump written on his knuckles. Who?
Pair character. I don't know.
Pair character.
Yeah.
I said pair character. I'm sorry. Hey, salute to you. Thanks for coming through. Filthy's in the house. What's going on, Filthy? Says, I wonder what Nick Wright is going to say. Well,
You're
we're
gonna
going to say the Chiefs won again.
Wow! You see Lamar throw that interception in the most important moment of the game.
Yeah,
that's what he's going to say.
He's going to say the defense bailed him out.
Yeah,
yeah. It's Josh Hoffman's in the house. Says, can't believe how relaxing the end of that game was. I'm still scared of our O-line. The O-line is what it is. I think that strategy, how we play the game, run the ball early, get Derrick Henry going, clearly works down the stretch, right? Because the defense is just tired at the end. There was one play where Derrick Henry stumbled for 10 yards and nobody was near him because they were tired of trying to tackle him.
Yeah.
You know, like that's why you get him the carries early on to get him ramped up, because in the fourth quarter, nobody wants to hit that man. Mm-hmm. They were flying to him early on, right?
Yeah.
And then, you know, have even as bad as we think our O-line is, those are some big guys out there. And having to fight with them to get past them to tackle a running back who wears on you throughout the course.
Than them.
Right. He's only like 20 pounds lighter than them. Right.
Yeah. It's a good strategy. Like they were stopping him early for the most part. I mean, you know, he had his share of runs, but they kept him in check. But at that point, that's where it's a collaborative effort, right? You're trusting your offense at that point to put up points so that Baltimore won't keep running.
Yeah. Tracy's here. She says, hello, my favorites. You're our favorite, Tracy. You're our favorite. Thank you for coming through. Oh, look at this. We got some super chats. DDSQ. Appreciate the $4.99. Says, Prayer Warriors were out tonight. 3 fumbles, none posted. Salute. Yes, indeed. And prayers out to Justice Hill. He landed on his head bad. He got up.
He was out.
He should not be playing next week.
No,
that's a clear concussion. I don't want to hear that he got cleared. He needs to sit down for a little bit. And he played well up until that point, man.
Mm-hmm.
He's been a valuable member to this team, man. I love to see the growth of him throughout the years.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bazel. Did we hit our goal? Is that 5 already?
Thank you, Bazel.
Salute. Says Bateman trying to run for president or something. Hey, appreciate the super chats. Appreciate y'all, man. I be saying's in the house. What's going on? Says Hill will be out through next week. Yes, as he should. Just Al saying the same thing. Just as Hill was out as soon as he hit the ground. Oh yeah. Didn't even move.
Yeah, that was scary.
Joey Porter wish he didn't tackle Derrick Henry. Yeah. and the crowd was booing him at first because they thought he was faking. I thought he was faking too, but then he stayed down for way too long. You know. Yes. Yes. And Danny, is that 5? I can't see.
That's 4. That's 4.
That's 4. Okay, we got one more. Appreciate y'all. Felipe says, any chance Lamar gets the MVP or happens co-MVP this year? I don't. He should be the clear front runner.
Yeah.
I don't like this. They're throwing Josh Allen into the mix. I mean, you got to have other people, I guess, other candidates. I don't mind him being mentioned, but him being a front runner, I just don't get that. He's a front runner because he beat the Chiefs and he beat the Lions.
I don't know
If we're
because it's
being
only
real.
counting. It's only counting 3.
Okay. All right. Well, 2 more. Hey, YouTube says 3. I guess it was 4.
There were 4. I think. Oh, it's 5 teal super chats, so it has to be a certain amount. They come in
Okay.
different
Okay.
colors. You put it on teal. But yeah, I mean,
My
Lamar
bad.
had 15 for 23, 207 yards, 3 touchdowns, and the 1 interception. Last week it was it was just the Giants. Now he's playing one of the best defenses in the league, and it'll be again. Oh well, he threw that late interception, so he's not an MVP. That will be the talking point to keep him out of the race with Josh Allen, because a lot of people have just decided they wanted to beat Josh Allen.
Even with that interception, he still has less Josh Allen, less interceptions than Josh Allen.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, since he does lead the league in turnover since he's been in the league. He really claimed that as his own, the whole interception thing.
I like this living legend, Trustin Tucker. You need to copyright that.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. Tucker kicked the ball much better today. He almost missed an extra point, but other than that, I that first field goal, I won't say I was nervous, but I was just like, we probably shouldn't kick it. We probably should just go for it. But he made it. It was the right call. Get his confidence back up, because Chris Just Joking said something weeks ago about Justin Tucker, right? Because we're sitting here saying that he's washed, and it looks that way. But he said typically when you see a kicker fall off, it's the power that goes. But Tucker still has the leg, right? They go far enough. It's just, they're going wide left or wide right. Like, it's just an accuracy thing. He can fix that. Shout out to Tracy for a $5 donation. Hey, thank you, Tracy.
Thank you very much, Tracy.
Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. Really appreciate it. That's technically 5 donations. I know it says 5. It's supposed to be 5 teal super chats, but we've hit 5 donations. So you have our warmest thanks. We really appreciate that.
Yes.
Okay. Over 100 people in here, man.
Thank
Nothing gets y'all in here more than losses and beating the Steelers.
Yeah. Okay. And nothing gets you in here more than losing to the Steelers, which is how it usually goes.
You know what made Hendo said he was nervous. You know what made me nervous? It wasn't even Tucker, because it is what it is with Tucker at this point, right? I had no problem putting him out there. Okay. He's gonna make it or he's not gonna make it. But it was right after, it was not right after, but it was like the series after we had the punt and Stout shanked the punt again.
Your special teams still suck.
Because from that point, when I saw him shank the punt, I was like, we just need to go for it on 4th down now. I don't think we need to kick at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we have, I mean, okay, if we're pinned down on their side of the field or our side of the field, then yes, you punt the ball. But if we get to like the 40, you know what I'm saying? Like, we just need to go for it. We just need, because he shanked it he kicked the ball 10 yards down the field.
Yeah. Oh, well, hey, I think it was 15.
Yeah,
I think it was 15.
Yeah. That damn Dub is in the house. What's going on? Yes, he said it's still fire John Harbaugh though. Yeah.
For sure. But yeah, and as just Alan mentioned in the chat, Lamar Jackson has a career high for passing touchdowns. So congrats to him. Actually, I think it's a career high just in touchdowns in general. I don't remember how many rushing touchdowns he had in his MVP year when he had the 36, but he's got 37 passing touchdowns now, which is a career high for him. So congrats to Lamar. Lamar, who was leading in, I believe, yards, touchdowns, passer rating, and fewest interceptions in the league, but is not in the MVP race. Don't you dare!
And beat down the guy who's supposed to be in the front runner, so to speak.
Right. So, we're not going to talk about that. I don't know why you're bringing that up.
And shout out to Josh Hoffman for another super chat. Says, and we almost lost the ball on a punt return.
Twice.
Yes, twice.
Thank you, Josh.
The last one, that wouldn't have hurt us. The game was over. That first one, That would have hurt us.
Yeah.
Hey, look who's here. We got a guy, Adrian. Let's bring Adrian on, B.
Hang on. I'm bringing them on.
Just Al says
I like that.
he has 43 touchdowns total in 2019. He had 43
Okay.
touchdowns.
Yeah. So he has a career high in passing touchdowns with 37 now.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's not done. I think he'll hit 40 or he'll surpass 40. Let's see, guys. What are we going to do about our punt return team? I mean, they're fine.
Get that fair catch going.
Yeah, they'll be okay. I'm worried about the punt team.
What's going
What's
on,
going
Adrian?
on, Adrian?
Yo, what's good? How y'all feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. Like, you know, I'm checking in on Steelers fans, making sure they okay. You know, they had a couple that were here on Wednesday. You know, they're feeling good about themselves. There are a couple in Hendo and Yolanda's stream that are feeling really good about themselves. They're feeling really good. Right at that point where Lamar threw that interception, they were feeling really good. And then 2 plays later, they checked out. They said, all right, y'all, I'm out of here.
But that's what we talked about with Russ. Russ will give you a chance.
What's up, Antonio? Yeah.
Russ definitely gave us the game at the end. You know, throwing that pick six, that was the most inopportune turnover that I've seen in a little while. You know, and thank you for the Christmas gift, Russ. We all gonna have a Merry Christmas here in Baltimore, despite it being 25 degrees or whatever it is outside, man. But you made it a little bit warmer in all of our houses tonight, man. So we appreciate
Facts.
you, Sierra, all y'all. Thank y'all.
It's warm in our hearts now, thanks to Russell.
Yeah, I mean, look, we said it. Russell Wilson is going to give you opportunities, right? He turns the ball over, and he made some good plays for y'all out there. But when George Pickens isn't there to kind of correct some of that stuff, that's what happens. You know?
Yeah, and that was a big loss, not having George Pickens out there. Obviously, he's a super talented wide receiver, the best player on their offense. Don't really care.
And we got another $5 super chat. We hit our goal. Hey, I mean, we hit our goal already because we count all donations, but we hit our goal on here. Appreciate y'all. Our warmest thanks. All right. That was just, it's a new feature on here. I said, let me just test it out real quick to see what happens. Did you guys see some confetti in the chat? I saw it on my end. You should have seen some confetti in the chat.
I think I saw
and yes,
it. Yeah.
Danny 135 is jumped up to 159 now. You guys are really piling in here. Appreciate y'all. Hit that like button. And if you're new in here, hit the subscribe button. We're at 2,200 right now. We got a few more weeks before the playoffs start. I want to hit 2,500 around playoff time. Okay, so help us out with that. Okay, it's easy. Just hit the subscribe button. Tell a friend and loved one. Say Merry Christmas. Go check out Lunch Break Hot Take. You're welcome. All right, an easy gift. Easy gift.
And also shout out to David Ojabo, who for the first time as a Baltimore Raven was a factor in an NFL game. He had a quarterback hit. He had some pressure in some key moments. So shout out to Ojabo for not being completely worthless.
Yeah, he had a sack last week, B. You gotta be fair, man. He had one last
week. He didn't matter in that game.
Just I'll say he saw the confetti, and yes, I think he spelled confetti right.
Yes, that's correct. I think that is correct. Now, how about this in the box score? I'm looking at it. Last time against the Steelers, I saw a little man. Last time, 19 carries. This time, 38 rushing attempts for 220 yards, 5.8 yards per clip, including 24 carries for 162 yards for Derrick Henry. And they set the tone early, giving the ball on that initial drive, just kept feeding them over and over again. And, I keep saying the same thing every time I come on here. Give that man the ball 25, 30, 35 times. I don't care how many times you give him the ball. He not getting tired. everybody is bouncing off of that man like Teflon.
Yeah.
And he's one of the most unstoppable weapons in the NFL. I don't know why we were saving him, but I keep hearing, oh, he's going to be fresh for the playoffs. Unleash the beast. It's time. That's what they used to say about Marshawn Lynch. Now Marshawn got to pass it down to DH. It's time to unleash Derrick Henry, because if we ride him like Secretariat, we can win the Super Bowl this year. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, he has a rare combination of size and speed, right? So it's one thing like you have those bigger running backs they can wear on your defensive line and your linebackers a little bit, but typically they're not going to hit that second level as much as secondary, as much. But Derrick Henry, he gets a little space and then he's in the secondary and it's even harder on them to try to tackle him, which
Yeah.
is why at the end, I don't want to say they checked out, but like I mean, most guys they check out. Like we laughed in a Bills game when Damar Hamlin didn't want to tackle him. Of course, he doesn't want to tackle him,
Right.
right? He
And,
knocked out the other safety, and he already gashes for 100 yards in the first quarter. I don't want to tackle him.
and shout out to the O line for that, because that's when
Yeah.
he's untouched, crossing the actual line of scrimmage, and he gets into that second and third level, and those guys don't want any kind of those problems, right? By that point he's approaching 20 miles an hour. He's 250 pounds. Like, you don't want it.
Yeah,
No.
And why would you?
And it's harder to tackle somebody with that speed and size the colder it is. I don't know how many people actually play football. A lot of people that the people
Yeah,
that play football, they know.
it's not even
The
that it's
colder
hard.
it is.
It hurts a lot more, right? Like, he'll go down as easy, but you're not getting up as easy.
yeah. So yeah, all right. Look, man. Yeah, All Pro Marlo. I see, living legend. Do you think Marlon Humphrey is an All Pro this year? I was thinking about that. I think so. He's made a lot of plays.
Do they have
Yes.
two? Do they have two corners or three on the team? That's the question that
I
I
can't
would ask.
remember.
For a first team All Pro, I think it's two corners. For
If
first
it's
team,
two,
I'm thinking Patrick Surtain, and I'm trying to think of who else. Because the problem for Marlowe is he was on the worst pass defense in the league for about half a season.
yeah, they're still. I mean, they're like the second worst right now.
Hey. They're not the worst pass defense in the league anymore. Right?
But he's making plays.
Yeah, he is.
well, there's also the fact that he's the nickel. He's not a starting outside corner at this point. So that
Yeah.
could potentially hurt him. I
You know
don't know
what?
if the
It might
nickel makes
be.
that team.
Now that you say that, it might be three. Let's see.
Yeah, it could be three. We got to look it up definitely.
But I think he just made too many plays to not have him in there. I mean, second team definitely, but I think he's made his case for first team. Let's see.
Well, that's the funny thing about second team. Unless they've changed the way they do it in the last couple of years, you don't actually vote for the second team. It's just the people who got votes who didn't make the first team get second team.
Okay. So it looks like yes, you have two corners and then a slot corner.
Yeah, so he'd be the nickel guy then. I'm not arguing against that. I don't know if there's been a more impactful nickel in the NFL than him. Now, granted, we've been 32nd in the league in pass defense for most of the season, so I concur with that point. I understand that, but Marlowe is tied for the league in interceptions, or he's second in the NFL in interceptions, and his turnovers always seem to come in timely moments of the game. I think about the Buccaneers game; he made that big play. Obviously, the pick six today. He's made other plays that I'm just not thinking of right now, but he's been very consistent. It's hard to throw on Marlowe, and I think he is one of the premier nickels in the league right now. He's just not really the outside guy because I feel like he doesn't have the speed that he once had. But in the slot, he's as physical as they come, and he makes big plays.
Yeah.
What's going on? Kenneth Sky says this is his first time here. He's a Ravens fan. Welcome to the stream. Make sure you hit that subscribe button while you're here.
Yeah. Let's see. Ojabo had 2 great pressure plays in the game that impacted the game.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, he did a good job today. Did Kyle Van Noy hit 10 sacks
He
today?
did
Yes.
I
10 and
think
a half.
10 and a
First
half.
first
Wow.
time in his career to hit double digits. So congrats to Kyle. I mean, listen, everybody just having career days against Pittsburgh. You love to see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I think
Yeah.
I
Like
think Zay went over 1,000 yards receiving
Zay
too.
went over 1,000. Yeah. Rashad Bateman caught, I believe it was his 8th or 9th touchdown of the season. You know, that's a career high for him, obviously. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
think it was 8.
Bateman is a yeah. I think Bateman is close to 1,000 yards as well.
he's somewhat close. I'm not
He's over
sure if
800,
he's,
right?
yeah, I believe so. But he only had 14 yards today, so I'm not sure. Let me see where that puts him. Nah, see, he is at 671.
Just
I
So
thought he
that's
I
good.
saw him. I saw him a few. I looked at him a few weeks ago. I was like, he needed to like kind of really step it up consistently,
Okay.
like hit 1,000 yards. But he's having a very good season.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, congrats to Zay Flowers, man. That one catch, that was a beautiful pass by Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
And good on Zay Flowers for breaking out that tackle and getting a few extra yards and holding on to the ball, because when that defender came and hit him from behind, I thought the ball was going to fly out, but he held on to it. So, man, yeah, good for him. This is the type of game that I like to see from them. Still, there's some things that they need to clean up. Special teams is such a disappointment, man.
Yeah.
The fumbles, I mean, that's bad enough. But the punter shanking punts, you only have one job. You only have one job.
Hey, you know what? Like Adrian said, though, it's tough to kick when it's cold. All right,
You have one job.
you only get one try to do it, Jose.
Man.
Everybody
Yeah, I mean,
else, they get
Well,
multiple
okay.
chances to do
What
their
what's
job.
his excuses of all those other times he shanked the punts? This isn't the first. It's not the first game this week or
well,
this
Sometimes,
year.
sometimes
we
it's
brought this up before. He has been highly inconsistent, and those of us old enough to remember Sam Cook, he was just so consistent for so many years. You rarely
Yeah.
saw a shank. Of course, punters are going to shank here and there. They're not perfect. They're human beings, but at the same time, it's just all too often with Jordan Stout. He is not the guy that we drafted in the 4th round or the guy we expected to have here when we drafted him in the 4th round. He's got to step it up, or they got to bring somebody in early next year to compete with this guy, man, because you need consistent field position in the NFL, and we got a special teams head coach. It's no excuse for the poor special teams play, but it was great seeing Justin Tucker make that 51-yard field goal,
Yep.
and then they gave him that gimme at the end. I don't know what that was, 25-yarder. It was
Yeah.
glorified extra
But
point, whatever he did.
good. He needed,
But
because he was
again,
missing those two.
yeah, it's good to see him go in. It's like if a basketball player is struggling, you get him a foul shot. Tell him to drive to the basket, get to the line, because seeing that ball go through that net is akin to seeing the football go through those uprights for a kicker. And the only thing that's going to get him confident again, I think Tom Brady said it on the broadcast, is seeing some more balls go through those uprights.
Yeah. Now, okay, yes, just Al says Sam Cook is a top 10 punter of all time. He was great. So maybe we were a little spoiled by that, right? But damn it, I don't think this is that. I don't
You
think
ain't,
Jordan Stout is represents the average punter in the league.
I was like, you ain't got to have a great punter to expect the ball to go farther than 15 yards. Like,
Dre, what's good, man? Mr. Galloway, salute. Thanks for coming through.
did you put up the super chat here?
No. Can you put that up from
Yes.
Jeremy?
Thank you very much, Jeremy. It's all pro Marlo. They're locking them down.
That's right. Hey, thank you, Jeremy, for the super chat. Appreciate y'all, man. We're getting a lot of love today.
DJ asking, was Bateman supposed to keep running on the interception? Yeah, it looked like it. And it looked like, Lamar couldn't see him and just kind of let it go and thought he would be there. I think in that situation, in where the game was at, Lamar's just got to take that sack. I'm not throwing that one out there without knowing.
No, but B, hold up, guys. How about the play caller? Why are we calling a pass play right there? Why did we even need to put the ball in the air right there? I don't understand.
We didn't,
Well,
but that's even more reason for Lamar to be extra conservative with it at that point because you don't need to move the ball like that, you know. So if you can't
because
see them and you're not sure, just eat it.
well, the reason why they passed it there is because Derrick Henry just broke off that big run. He was tired. He wasn't ready to get the ball yet. Justice Hill is hurt, and they're not playing Keaton Mitchell for whatever reason. You know, and they don't trust Rasheen Ali. So they're going to pass there. And the other angle that they showed, you could see from behind, where Lamar is standing, that he can't see Bateman yet. He's kind of hidden behind
Yeah,
the line,
behind Queen, and
and as he's playing better. He's not one of the receivers that you can just trust like that. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like
They're
you don't
not
have
fully on the same page with that kind of stuff.
yes, but it happened. It is what it is. We got another super
Shout
chat
out to
here.
Don C. Thank you very much, Don. It says,
Salute.
Brodny Jose, Merry Christmas King. Makes me nervous as the return man. Tylan Wallace is a better bet. Merry Christmas, guys. Thank you very much, Don.
When Desmond King holds onto the ball, he's very explosive.
Yes.
Because yes, the one that he fumbled, we focus on the fumble. That was very good field position. So he has to hold onto the ball.
Tylan Wallace, he was great last year in the punt return role, but this year I haven't seen much besides a whole bunch of fair catches. Like, I want to see a guy try to get up the field, and I like that about King. Obviously, you can't have that fumble. Good thing that it took a fortunate bounce for us because we could have fumbled away 2 opportunities in the first quarter, including the one Lamar had when he got rushed on the blind side. Ronnie Stanley absolutely got obliterated on that pass rush right there. We got to do a better job of holding on to the football. Pittsburgh was the best team in the league as far as forcing fumbles, and that rang true despite no TJ Watt being the guy. TJ Watt wasn't the guy doing it this time, but at the same time, when you fumble the ball like that in January or in big playoff games, you're gonna go home early. And the Ravens preached ball security all week from what I saw online, from what I saw in the press conferences, and they go out there and they weren't secure with the football. They had 1 turnover. They should have had at least 3, if not 4 turnovers in this game.
Yeah, and listen, if you're not,
all right. Look, our boss said next time set a higher goal for the super chat. Okay, LBHT crew got our back. Yes, ma'am. I will make sure to set a higher goal next time. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, and to your point about Desmond King and him being explosive, like it doesn't matter if you can't catch the ball. Like the chances of you breaking a punt return are not super high, and if you're going to drop a couple, if you're going to muff the ball, it's not worth it having you back there. So I don't imagine we're going to see him back there next week or on Wednesday, I guess. But we'll see.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. We turn right around. Yes, speaking of Wednesday, there won't be a live show Wednesday, but we will have a show on Wednesday. Now, I was thinking about it, because we're playing on Wednesday. I don't know if I want to drop the video before the game, like earlier in the day, or later at night, because we're not going to react to the game, obviously.
Yeah.
What y'all think? Do y'all want to see? Do y'all want a early Christmas show, or do you want it at its regularly scheduled time?
Yeah. What time is the game anyway on Wednesday?
I think it's like 4:00. It's in the afternoon, definitely.
So it'll just be ending when we would normally post. 4:30. So that'll be kind of awkward. Everybody coming in here reacting to the game, and then we're just like, "Hey guys."
Yeah. So we'll do it early. It's gonna be okay. I think we decided it's gonna be an early Christmas show. All right, early Christmas show. That's what we'll do. Drop it Christmas morning. There you go. You got it, Davon. You got it.
Even though you're a Ohio State Notre Dame fan.
Darren, what's going on? Says huge win, boys. I was so mad at the whole game, but they made big plays tonight. Yeah, they did. I was getting mad too because they're playing a lot of zone. They're giving up big chunk plays to guys you shouldn't be giving up chunk plays to. There's a time in the first half where I was just like, This team just doesn't have it. Like they just don't have it.
You're talking about Calvin Austin running right by the guy who I was led to believe would lock down elite receivers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just checking because he ran by him like he wasn't there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I thought Wiggins was the fastest guy out of the combine, or second fastest. Worthy was fast.
Tell you what, Calvin Austin wasn't into that combine though. Calvin's pretty fast himself.
Also, somebody we really need to give a shout out to, and he didn't get enough love. It was Ardarius Washington that forced that fumble on Russell Wilson, correct?
Oh yeah, that was a big play. Yes, that was Ardarius.
That was huge because he was about to walk in for a touchdown. Ardarius Washington came out of nowhere because it was a clear walking touchdown. He came out and he came out of nowhere and knocked that ball out.
Let me just tell you, that one hurt. That one
Yes.
hurt me. That one hurt me in my soul because I have Russell Wilson on my fantasy team. I'm in the playoffs, in the second round of the playoffs. I'm playing against our dad, and we're watching the game. And I'm about to start cheering. Russell giving me another 6 points, and then he's laying on the ground. I'm like, where the hell's the ball? Where's the ball? You saw him coming, Russ. Where is the ball? Y'all need to lay off of Brandon Stevens. He had a nice tackle on that third and long play too. Leave Brandon Stevens alone.
Yeah, I don't, guys. I don't know what y'all expect from Brandon Stevens. He's a solid player. He's a solid starter. He's not a lockdown corner. If you want a lockdown corner, you got to pay for that. And EDC says no. Okay, I don't want to. He doesn't want to give up a high pick to trade for somebody, and he just want to spend the money.
Oh man says, man, we dominated them. Yeah.
Yes, we did. Yes,
Jabari
Cruz says, "Let's go." Yes, indeed.
Yeah, we going down Fellows Point tonight, boys. Going down.
Hide your kids.
Your adult selves for some of you.
Be nice.
Here's some things you ain't never heard before tonight.
First time in 7 years, Mark Andrews scored a touchdown on Pittsburgh. Is that true?
Jeez, I don't know that. Like, it feels like it has to be false, but I'm not gonna challenge that.
I'm not either. He hasn't scored a playoff touchdown either. I'm hoping that changes. Mark Andrews is having a very good year, very good bounce back year, much better than I thought he was going to do. And this goes back to the beginning of the year where we're questioning, is he washed or not? And me and B felt like, I think he's still hurt, and I think he was. And it feels like he's healthier now. But we need Mark Andrews to show up in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I think this is the year.
I think he will. I think he will too.
Yep.
I think that Lamar, we don't have any direct evidence of this necessarily, but I think Lamar has done a great job stepping up as a more vocal leader, and he's got the offense, ready to go, ready to play come playoff time. I think that all those guys are kind of locked in and ready to actually contribute, unlike years past.
Yeah. Listen to the Stream Elements bot. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, hit that subscribe button. We got 140 people in here. Shout out to y'all. I don't see any Steelers fans in here. That's weird. That's a little weird.
They in here. They just quiet right now. Reveal yourselves.
Hey, okay. But all joking aside, I mean, obviously they're a tough team.
Yeah.
And they are still number one in the AFC North, right? We're tied records, but they have the tiebreaker right now. And if both teams win out, they win a division because they'll have the better conference record as well. So, if you're a Steelers fan, I mean, you don't like losing to your rival. That's obvious. You're mad about that, but everything's still in front of you. You can still win a division and have a home game. So it's not that big of a loss.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, they're not going to win out.
Yeah, probably not. What's going on, Brandon?
The Chiefs and the Bengals, they're not going to win out.
Brandon Humble says, and thank you for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you, man. Says, I'm sure some Steelers fans will make the excuse that Pickens didn't play is the reason they lost, and glad to see Tucker look like old Tucker. That's what I was waiting for. And I'm glad none of them are in here making that excuse, because I don't want to hear the excuse of we don't have. I mean, he's one of their better players, obviously, but you're crying to a team that Lamar's never had that guy ever.
Well, they can't make that argument, because the second you make that argument, you can no longer talk about how you've dominated the Ravens since Lamar's been in the league, because he's missed several of those games, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to keep talking about that, you kind of just gotta eat the fact that George didn't play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hendo, didn't somebody make the excuse of Justin Fields was hurt too?
I like Justin a lot, man. I'm a big Justin Fields fan.
He's a future.
Difference.
Troy Polamalu was hurt. Jerome Bettis was hurt. Hines Ward was hurt. James Harrison. Bill Curtin. It was all hurt tonight.
Yeah. The World Class says, I noticed that Tucker seems to be concerned with the edge block. I don't know. He shouldn't be worried about who, if he's being blocked up. That's not his problem. If he gets blocked, that's not on him.
Yeah.
He just needs to focus on the kick. He's in his head, obviously, and I'm glad he got those 2 kicks in today. Even that last one, that was a gimme. He was missing the gimmies as well, so he needed that confidence. You could tell that first kick he was pumped, and Ryan Stanley was pumped with him, to get his confidence back up.
Yeah,
because like our guy Chris said, the leg power is still there.
I think he's going to be fine. I think he got into his head. I think he's getting out of it. I think come playoff time, you'll be able to rely on Justin the way you have in the past. I think he's all right.
Yeah. All right, man. Still 150 people in here. All right, we'll go for a little bit longer. All right, hit that subscribe button.
Well, we can't go for too much longer. I got Hendo, Shug, I believe and Ravens Talk with Yolanda are going to be streaming live here in about 5 minutes. So we don't want to go too much longer.
No. We're not gonna go too much longer. But we'll go for a few more minutes, and make sure you go over there. They're multi-streaming, so you can make sure you subscribe to the Rogue Pod. Make sure you subscribe to Ravens Talk with Yolanda, and make sure you subscribe to Suge Knight 323, who is a Ravens. He's a Steelers fan. It's an ongoing joke that we say that he's actually a Ravens fan, because he hangs out with a lot of Ravens fans. He streams with a lot of Ravens fans. He has a Ravens/Steelers show called The Steel Conspiracy every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern time.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So, but yes, he is a Steelers fan, and I can't wait to go over there and say hello. Go over there and say hello to the Steelers fan. Sugar's a good guy, though. Sugar's a good guy.
Yes.
I mean, not saying that Steelers fans are bad people, but
yes, you are, and you're right to say
it. we got a Steelers fan at work. Okay.
Yeah.
How
you like it? How you like it? Alan, how you like them apples? We bragging,
there we
man.
go. Danny says, one more super chat to hit 10 for the day. Let's reach a new goal before Brodny shuts us down.
What's up with that, Danny? Why you gotta be like that? I don't have that kind of control.
We appreciate that. We appreciate the super chats. We appreciate the donations. We appreciate you guys just being here, man. The holiday season is upon us. I hope you all have done your shopping, got it out the way. But if not, and you need something real quick, there's nothing like patreon.com/LBHTShow. Okay. Look, we do extra shows on there. We do the overtime show. We have a whole catalog of shows. We talk about anything and everything. You get access to our Discord. If you spend $10, you get a nice LBHT crew coin. It won't get here before Christmas, but it'll be on the way. You can take a picture of it. All right. Also, we got all kinds of merch. All right. LBHTshow.com/shop. If you like what we're wearing right here, this is the Ravens City. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, but what Adrian's wearing right there. That's on the store as well. You know what B is wearing. All that is on the store. LBHTShow.com/shop is where you can find that stuff. Go check it out.
Thank you,
Uh,
Reg, but don't help.
let's see. Chill, leave Brodny Baltimore alone. see.
Don't do
You
that.
know, we didn't say anything. We didn't say anything. Okay. I
It's
don't
not
want anybody saying we're bullying them the way we bullied the Steelers today.
mm.
Okay.
So, what
Um,
do y'all think? Realistically, the chances are of Baltimore getting to the Super Bowl. Like right now, I mean, the AFC playoff picture is pretty much set. Except for seedings, but the teams that are going, it's pretty much done at this point
yeah.
because the rest of the teams that could get in are a couple games behind with three to play. So right now we're looking at Kansas City as the 1 seed, Buffalo is the 2, Pittsburgh is the 3, Houston as the 4, and then Baltimore, the Chargers, and Denver rounding out the field. Who are you most afraid of in that field, and do you think the Ravens can get all the way to the Super Bowl?
It's still Kansas City for me. Kansas City, if you watch them play, especially this year, you're like, they're not doing anything special. But what they do is execute. What you laughing at?
And then does see.
Hey.
Thank you very much, Donnie. Says, okay, get off my back, Danity. Brodny has to do.
Thank you, Dossie. Appreciate
and
that.
you are
Appreciate
correct, sir.
Thank y'all for the love and the super chat. Really appreciate that. But Kansas City, they just execute, right? And they know how to get the plays that they need at the end of the game. And you know, the record shows it. We've been sitting here all year saying they're due a loss because they keep winning these close games against good teams and bad teams. And you're like, they're not doing anything special, but they're winning.
Yeah.
Okay, they're winning, and you know, that's just the one thing that we haven't done consistently is execute. The plays are there and we're not executing.
What's up, David?
Is that my David?
I believe so.
What you doing on here? Thanks for hey son. Appreciate you coming on here.
It's gonna be real awkward. It's not him.
Yes. that's my son's name. So if you're not him, that's all right. Thanks for coming through. But yeah, it's still Kansas City for me. The Bills, I just don't think they have anything for us. I'm gonna be honest. I don't. This number 2 is Pittsburgh, right? Especially having to play in Pittsburgh. You know, those games are always close. And Tomlin just knows how to beat us. You know, so Kansas City and Pittsburgh are our 2 toughest opponents to look at. And you know, you can't sleep on any team, even the Bills. You can't sleep on anybody in the playoffs. But you good?
Oh yeah, I'm good. Every
Okay.
time I try to stream, the dog comes over here messing with me, man.
Oh.
Like you know I'm working right now. Chill out. All right. Now,
But yeah, no, I think yes, realistic. Yes, we have a realistic chance. We can beat any of those teams. All those teams are beatable. There's no team that you look at and say, man, I don't know about them this year. We can beat all of them. It's just what's John Harbaugh going to do, and Todd Monken. That's really what it comes down to.
Adrian, say anything. Who are you most afraid of in that playoff field, and do you think the Ravens will make it all the way this year?
I'm most afraid of John Harbaugh in the playoff field. And you know, at this point in time, if it comes down to talent, if it comes down to the ability of the team, I have no doubt that the Ravens have enough talent. They have enough playmakers to get it done against Kansas City, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, whomever they might see on the other side. But, you know, I just feel like in these close games, in these playoff big time games, we had the disadvantage of having a coach that chokes. I mean, I looked at him on the sideline today. He looked like he was about to have a conniption. Mike Tomlin was over there looking like he was about to smoke a cigar, you know, just chilling, glasses on, doing Mike Tomlin type things. Even though they took the L, it's like, the relaxation on the face of Harbaugh, you just don't see it, man. Like he just so tense. I want him to loosen up a bit, man. Have fun with it, because when he first came in the league, he just seemed a lot more jovial, a lot more happy, and now he's just so tense. And
Yeah.
I think in big games that weighs on players because they want to know that their head coach believes in them, and they want everybody around them to be relaxed so they can relax. So if you have a leader that's nervous and sweating bullets, that just doesn't translate well when you have a team that needs to be relaxed to make big plays in those moments. But if I was to pick another team, obviously it's Kansas City. The rest of the teams in the AFC don't scare me at all. I think the Ravens' best path is to win a division, get the third seed, and that way you probably play KC in the conference championship game. Um, if we get the fifth seed, which is where we're at right now, we probably would have to go on the road and beat Houston, which I think we can do, which we're probably going to do on Christmas. And then after that, we would probably have to go to Buffalo. And then if we could beat Buffalo in Buffalo, then we would have to beat KC in KC. I think that's the toughest path to a championship, is having to win 3 road playoff games. Even though I think the Ravens can do it regardless. So I hope we can find a way to win a division. We just need Pittsburgh to stumble one of the next 2 games, whether it be next week against Kansas City on Christmas or the following week against Cincinnati, who potentially might be able to sneak in if um, I think Denver stumbles down the stretch. I think Denver has to lose out and KC has to win out in order to get in. Excuse me, Cincinnati has to win out in order to get in. But my long-winded way of saying I think that we can beat anybody in the AFC, but Kansas City is obviously the most scary team. They got
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes. They got 3 Super Bowl championships in the last 5 years. They got Big Red on the sideline. They got DeAndre Hopkins. He's looking like DeAndre of old. Travis Kelsey is capable of stepping up and being the best player on the field any given Sunday. Chris Jones is one of the best defensive players in the entire NFL. They're the Chiefs, man. It's the reason why they've been winning so much.
And they got Hollywood back today as well to pair
Hmm.
with Xavier Worthy. So they got a lot of speed in that wide receiving core to go along with the older guys and Travis and DeAndre. I think it's Kansas City is the biggest obstacle for Baltimore, and I think it's because we always talk about Baltimore being undisciplined. They play sloppy and everything like that. And Kansas City is the opposite of that.
Yeah.
Kansas City doesn't beat themselves. So if they need a play on 3rd and 14, they're going to gain 15 yards. Whereas if it's 3rd and 14 for Baltimore, maybe they gain 15 yards, maybe they false start. Maybe they
Right.
hold it. So that's the one thing, because I think it'll be close. You play Kansas City regardless. They're too good to blow them out. And in close games, I guess a team like Kansas City, you cannot make the mistakes that Baltimore makes consistently. Everybody else, I don't really. I just. It's no disrespect to Buffalo. They're a good team. Josh Allen's a great player. He's having a great season. I just don't see it. I don't see them being able to, whether it's at home or on the road, beat Baltimore in the playoffs. I can't really see it. Pittsburgh, not too worried about them. I told you from the second he took over that Russell Wilson's weeks were numbered, and we're coming close to 0 on that. And the rest of the teams are just kind of there. I think they're not fully ready to be championship contenders. So I think it does come down to Baltimore and Kansas City. If I had to pick right now, with Lamar playing the way he is, I would go Lamar in Baltimore, getting that win and finally getting over the hump. But we shall see. We had a question in here about the Panthers from Ali, asking if Carolina will go for Sanders or Travis in the draft. I don't know why they would go for Sanders, because they have their quarterback. His name's Bryce Young, best quarterback from the draft last year. 1-0 Stroud, tearing it up down there. I think that if they do finish second, they get that second pick, I think they will take Travis Hunter. Otherwise, I think they will either go Abdul Carter or trade down in the draft and try to get some extra picks and then take the best player available. I'm kind of hoping for Abdul Carter, big fan of his, and definitely a need in Carolina. And I do hope that they go after T. Higgins in free agency to try to take care of that wide receiver need before the draft even comes around.
Yeah. One more thing. I'll read this from Just Aloe. Tom, I see your comment in there too. He's saying that the Steelers fans are calling for Mike Tomlin's head. They've been calling for Mike Tomlin's head for years. Okay, and that has nothing to do with the team's performance. Um, Just Aloe says Lamar wasn't very happy with his performance. He can't. Or he's taking the interception pretty hard, complimented the defense. Yeah, look, Lamar is putting a lot of pressure on himself this year, obviously, right? And you can see he's cut down on the mistakes. I mean, that was his fourth interception of the season, right?
Yeah.
Just the fourth interception,
and the first one that was on him.
Yeah, yeah, and even that one you can understand what he was looking at. You know, it wasn't just, man, you just threw a terrible pass. You know, where we going with the ball? You saw where he was going with the ball. Just wasn't on the same page with the wide receiver. But he understands that he has to play even better. You know, because when you get to the playoffs, you can't rely on John Harbaugh. You can't rely on Tom Monken, right? You can't even rely on your receivers. It's you and Derrick Henry essentially, right? And going back to what Tom was saying about Mike Tomlin, you know, the difference between Mike Tomlin and John Harbaugh, because yes, if you watch our show, Tom, we think it's time for John Harbaugh to move on. You can say the two of them have had similar careers, but Mike Tomlin has done more with less. Right, Mike Tomlin doesn't have a two-time, going for a three-time league MVP talent at quarterback. He has a guy that in his heyday, you know, was really good, but he's not that anymore. Russell Wilson. He's got another young guy that they're hoping can become their franchise quarterback, and I think they can make him that. And that's the best talent he's had since Roethlisberger. What, 10 years ago? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and he's gotten to playoffs with the likes of Duck Hodges and Mason Rudolph. You know, just Kenny Pickett. I'm not sure if they made it with him, but I know they didn't have a losing season because he's never had a losing season. So
Right.
Mike Tomlin
No,
has done a lot.
they made it last year, and Pickett was the quarterback for a lot of the season, as well as Mitch Trubisky.
Mitch Trubisky.
They just got beat.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, so Tomlin, you know, Tomlin's not the problem. Your GM's the problem, right? Your front office is the problem. You know, Steelers fans. That's your problem. Get the man a real talent at quarterback. You have better talent now, and they're having one of their better seasons because of it. Yeah.
So we want to get out of here. They're starting their stream already over there with Hendo and Yolanda, and I believe Suge is joining them as well. So we're going to get out of here. But I want to answer this from Daniel Franklin real quick. It says, B, do you think Carolina getting rid of Deontay helped his progression? No. He played 2 games with Bryce. Bryce was awful in those games. That wasn't to do with Deontay Johnson. He went through the 5 weeks of Andy Dalton being his quarterback, and that was when it really kind of boiled over that he wanted out during that stretch. So I don't think it really, his attitude had anything to do with Bryce himself. He didn't want to be on the team anymore, and I think that's mostly down to the fact that he's in a contract year and he wanted big numbers to try and get a new contract. He was inactive when Bryce came back, and then he was gone by the next week. So I don't think it really had any effect with Bryce. Unfortunately, I was kind of hoping that he could be a number 1 receiver for Bryce for a little while, at least while they brought somebody else in and developed him. But obviously Deontay had other plans, but I don't think it was anything to do with Bryce bouncing back, him being gone.
All right, look, 100 people in here. Stay right here. I think I set it up correctly. Once B ends the stream, it should redirect you right over to the Rogue Pod. And if it doesn't, you can go to either the Rogue Pod, you can go to Ravens Talk with Yolanda, or you can go to Suge Knight 323. They're all simulcasting at the same time. But go over there, check them out, tell them LBHT sent you. Okay. Don't even do the credit. Let's just go out and so they can go right over to the stream. Appreciate y'all. Have a great night. We'll see you on Wednesday. Peace.